So all I've done is I've created a new document. I've gone for the 4K square, and I've just inserted the image that I'm going to work with. So I'm just going to create a new layer on top of it. I'm just going to pick any old color to start off with, and I'm going to use a brush that is just like a solid round brush. I'm going to drop down the opacity of the layer a little bit just so I can see what's underneath it as I just block in the color. So I'm going to start with the head and just do a very, very rough and quick and dirty outline of the head shape. So I just go around the edges and then just use the fill dropper just to finish coloring in the insides. So I'll put the opacity back up to full, and I'm going to create another layer now, and I'm going to do the exact same. I'm going to choose a different color. I'm going to drop the opacity down just so I can see the layer underneath, and then I'm just going to fill that in as well. Okay, so now I've done that, I'll put the opacity back up to full. I'm going to duplicate my main image so that I've got one for each of the color blocks. Just gives it a little bit more control to correct each of them separately. And I'm going to change my background color to something a bit brighter. Now I'm going to work on the first image, and I'm going to make it a clipping mask on top of the pink color block underneath. I'm going to change this color blend mode to linear burn, and I'll just hide the layers below just for a second. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the adjustments, the hue, saturation, brightness, and I'm going to drop the saturation right down so the color isn't impacting on the one below. And then I'm going to go in and mess around with the curves. So I'm just going to drag the sliders around to make the darks darker, the lights lighter, and just to blow out a lot of the detail that's in that. So I'm just kind of left with the hard dark lines and the lighter blown out areas. So the next thing I'm going to do is just take the eraser tool, and I'm just going to draw around and erase everything, or paint back in so that it's a kind of a nice stylized clean line. I'm going to do the exact same on the layer below. I'm going to clip it to the blue block layer below. I'm going to change the color blend mode to linear burn, and I'm going to go into the hue, saturation, brightness, and drop the saturation all the way down. Then I'm going to go back in, and I'm going to adjust my curves. And I'm just going to tidy up the lines. And one nice little touch that will make everything pop a little bit is to put in some of the highlights on the eye. So I'm using a different inker, and I'm just going to hand draw in these white highlights. I'm going to change my background color to something different, and then I'm going to go into each of the color blocks, and I go to the adjustments and change the HSB to change the colors to something a little different. The one little trick is to go to the actions menu and copy canvas, then go to the top layer and then actions and paste. And now you've got a standalone layer that you're able to go in and change the color balance on. So you're able to very, very quickly put together a load of different color variations.